Hi Cancer, welcome to March 2019. My name is Colleen and this is my channel Arcana Rising. Please like, share, and subscribe. So I'm doing things a little bit differently this month. I'm going to angle the camera down so all of the cards. I have a new spread that I'm working with this month. And I also have this headset microphone thing in here. So let me know if you can hear me more clearly than the previous months. That would really help me out a lot. Okay, so this is the general view for March 2019 for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising sign. And we have a lot of energy going on this month. In general, we have today, Mercury goes retrograde March 5th. The very next day, we have new moon in Aquarius. And at the same time, we have Uranus officially being shifted into the sign Taurus. And it's going to stay in that sign for the next 7 or so years. And we have the spring equinox on the 20th. And at the same time, we have a full moon. So there's a lot of energy shifts going on this month. There's a lot of synchronicities I feel like are coming up. And also a lot of processing, like this word processing has been coming up a lot for me with all of the signs that I've done readings for so far. It just everyone has their own unique way to, processing this month. I feel like that's the word of the month for Mercury retrograde, especially being in the sign of Pisces. And we'll get more into that in a moment. So I'm going to angle the camera down and pull 2 more cards and then we'll get going. Okay. So, okay, I just want to make sure it's going to stay put. Perfect, okay. So we can see all the cards, yay. I just realized I could do this with my camera stand. I had it like really low and like straight ahead with the spread for the first couple videos, and I just realized that I could tilt the camera more if I had it up higher. Learning lots of stuff this month. Bear with me. Okay, so I am tuning into your energy, Cancer, and I'm going to be pulling 2 cards from the Nature's Whispers Oracle card deck, and then we'll get into what this all means for this month. So what does Cancer need to know for March 2019? I think I'm going to keep these flipped over so we're not focusing on them just yet. And one more. Feels like it's this one. Okay, cool. And let's see if I can keep this cord out of the way. Sorry about that. Okay, so this is the spread that I came up with for this month. First, we're going to start with the center. This is the theme and the challenge here. We have the Chariot in reverse, and this is actually your sign in the major arcana, the Chariot. And it's all about balancing or, taking the reins, taking control of opposing forces and, working with that yin and yang balanced energy in moving forwards in a direction that serves you. So first, it feels like maybe you're feeling more, yin this month, or maybe you're feeling more yang. You know, in one extreme or the other, and that's causing um, a lack of direction. Like you're not really sure where you're headed right now. You're kind of just going with it. Maybe you're caught up more in the masculine energies right now, or maybe you're caught up more in the feminine energies right now, but there's an imbalance there that is kind of like pulling in one direction or the other as opposed to working together and moving forward. So there's an uncertainty in where you're going right now. And I feel like that's what's going on for March for you, is trying to figure out where exactly you're headed from here. And we have a challenge this month is the Four of Cups. And I actually just talked about the Four of Cups on my Instagram page. Definitely check that out if you don't follow me. It's Arcana Rising is the handle. And you can find this one. It's in a picture with some roses, and I talk about this card specifically. So in the challenge position, I feel like you're not seeing your potential. I feel like you're not seeing your potential, and I feel like maybe you're trying to go back to what used to work for you. Like you want to move forward, but you're also going back to old ways, or like, kind of going backwards and going forwards at the same time. Like there's a desire to move ahead, but your past is pulling you back, and maybe because there's you're feeling comfortable with the way you've been doing things, and maybe it's worked out for you in the past, but I'm feeling like there's something coming up this month for you guys that is making you aware that the way you used to do things may not be the best way now. There may be something better waiting for you. And it can be really easy to get caught up in your fears about trying something different because you're not used to it. You know how these things work. They're staying put. You know how to control these things, but you don't know how to control what's coming your way now. And it's like an unknown variable to you. It's, there's an uncertainty of what to expect here. So it makes you not want to grab it and move forward, almost, in a way. Like you want to move forward, but you're afraid to move forward. So I have these cards set up as earth, air, fire, water, and how these energies are affecting you throughout the month. So in the earth position, we have the Three of Wands, and we have the Temperance card in reverse. And just so you guys know, you're like the first one that I've pulled multiple cards for in more than one position. So I feel like this is saying you've come a long way, but it's time to just like take a minute and observe your surroundings, see the path ahead, see where you're going. But maybe you're struggling to see the path ahead because you're out of balance, basically. And when it's in this earth position, it's talking about, the physical aspects of our world. So our finances, our workplace, our health, our physical body, and how that's going as well. So, and then material possessions, things like that. So I feel like This is saying maybe in terms of, like, if we're talking about your job, like maybe you've gotten really far into it and now, you know, things are kind of shifting in that department and it's throwing you off. Or maybe you're not willing to compromise in this area of career. So there's like a rift here that's making it difficult for you to continue moving forward because you're feeling maybe rattled in this idea of, you know, maybe there's been arguments or conflicts within the work environment that has made you want to take a step back and look at where you're going in your career. And the Temperance card, when it comes up and it's in reverse, it's really saying like, now's not really the time to try to exactly resolve those conflicts. You know, like, don't try to, like, I'm hearing like, don't beat a dead horse, basically. Take a moment. I would say this month, just like chill for a minute. You know, try to avoid getting caught up in the drama that's going on here as much as you can, especially during Mercury retrograde, because it's just going to create more confusion and more headbutting in the work area. And, you know, just take a breath, step away, and then come back when your head is clear and decide what it is that you want from this, you know, work relationship, what it is that you want from this career path that you're going on. So maybe it's a battle with yourself about what direction you're going in as far as your career goes, or, you know, in a work environment where you're working for somebody else, maybe you're butting heads with them, and it's saying like, let's take a breather. Let's take a breather here and just reflect on, you know, those long-term goals that you have for yourself. Does this really matter? You know, keep your eye on your long-term goals and where you're actually going, instead of getting caught up in this weird speed bump that's going on. And also, like, if it's with your finances, this could be asking you to, you know, take a break from, you know, maybe you're getting too wrapped up in your finances. Maybe we need to just like take a break and just let things be for now. And, you know, once the stress around it calms down, then we can go back to it and set some long-term goals on our finances and where we're going. If it's your health, maybe it's just calling attention to the fact that you're just totally out of balance physically. Like, we need to take a look at our health and where we're going and how we're taking care of ourselves, so that we are able to see the path ahead, so that we are able to trust in this process of this journey that we've been on. And maybe that's what's really been putting the brakes on your journey lately, is this imbalance in your health. And it could be your emotional health, or it could be your physical health, but you need to get back in sync with your body, get yourself aligned and connected with the spirit realm and with the physical realm. Merge those two energies together and there will be no stopping you in moving forward. And I feel like this is a pretty important message, since it's a major, we've got 3 major Arcana cards here. So this feels like a very significant month for you guys in understanding where you're headed, and like really paying attention to the advice that's being offered here, especially in this department and especially over here. And we'll get to this in a few moments. So we're going to get into the air element here and how this energy is affecting Cancer for the month of March 2019, we have the Ace of Wands. And we also have the Nine of Pentacles. So I feel like there's going to be ideas and inspiration really coming in this month. So like in the air position, I'm talking about ideas that are coming in this month, the mental aspects of the self, how we're communicating with others, and how we're communicating with ourselves, really. And it's saying that there's a lot of potential for growth here, as long as you recognize your ability to succeed. You know, you have the ability to support yourself, you know, on your own. You have this like ability to self-sustain. And I feel like there's going to be opportunities for this potential growth. You know, it could be in the financial department, in the support department, but you have to be willing to open your mind to new ideas, to the downloads that you're receiving this month, and also being open to the advice that you may be receiving from others and the direction that you're heading in. So I feel like there's a potential for some real motivation this month, as long as you're understanding your capacity to, you know, manifest, because you really have that innate ability to really manifest and take care of yourself if you really energy into it. So there's lots of opportunities coming your way this month. This is where you're headed, you know. So it's maybe just kind of reminding you that, you know, these are opportunities of reminding you of the person that you are. Like, you're a badass bitch that can, you know, roll in the dough whenever you need to. There's always, you're always supported, and there's never a lack. So just know, you know, knowing and trusting that it's always coming to you is really beneficial to you. I feel like there's going to be lots of ideas and inspiration coming in this month to motivate you to get back into this vibe. So it feels like, so this is, and this is really talking about our intentions and our aspirations and our passions for this month. We have the Nine of Swords here in the fire position. And I feel like this is really saying that, you know, you're allowing your, it's like letting your mind get the best of you, letting your thoughts get the best of you, sleepless nights, stressing over things that you can't control, needing to let go of those that are coming up around this new direction that's coming your way. So we really need to get ourselves, you know, grounded and balanced so we can release those fears, so we can see the opportunities and you know, hear the inspiration that's coming in. Be getting lots of downloads this month, trusting it because of this fear of, you know, moving forward with a new direction, or, you know, this fear of success, or like a fear of new opportunities coming your way, and like, how do I handle this? Maybe you have too much on your plate, or maybe you feel like you have too much to handle as it is. How am I going to be able to handle this additional thing? And, you know, worrying and stressing out about how am I going to make this work? And I just want you to know that, like, when you bring in something new, the areas of your life that are not important, you know, one of these could fall away, and it could be for the best. You know, it could fall away to create space so that you have the ability to nurture the new that's coming in. I feel like that's what's going on here. And I feel like this is just the illusion. There's like the nightmares, the fears around being able to handle it. And it's clouding your passion, it's clouding your intentions. So I would say that this new moon, March 6th, the intention that you should be setting this month is releasing fears around success, releasing fears around, around success, releasing fears, letting go of, this nagging ego energy that just kind of pulls you backwards and, or throws you off kilter in one direction, that's not balanced. It's like splitting your energy in two. Because you guys are like massive creators. Like you really can just manifest and bring in anything that you want into your life, when you set that intention. And then when you get caught up in this depression around this idea of lack, then it's like immediately manifesting in your life. So it's like really important to understand that manifest anything that you want in your lives and paying attention to your energy and nurturing yourself and taking care of yourself and not yourself to the point of exhaustion and then like going through these roller coasters of success and then like depression because you're not keeping things balanced in your life. You know what I mean? So it could be also talking about like, hey, like balance the amount of things that you have on your plate with what's most important so that you can stay focused on the path ahead, stay focused on your goals and these opportunities that are coming your way, and staying focused on this energy of, sustaining, being fully supported by the universe, by yourself, and by others. And it's going to just, release this like waste of time. So if you're feeling like your energy is always fluctuating between like, I'm a badass bitch and I can, manifest anything I want, and then, total despair of like, I don't know where I'm going and I don't know what I'm doing, it's because you're trying to do too many things that are not for you. They could be for other people, and you need to stop, paying attention to what you're saying yes to and what you're saying no to. Stop saying no to yourself and yes to others. Okay. We have the Hierophant in reverse in the water section of this. And this talks about, I'm just going to put this here so it stays there. This is talking about, trying to, the way to, so hold on one second. The water element in this is centralized around relationships, love, and the emotions. So this is really talking about like non-traditional ways of handling things. So the way that is accepted in a, society may not be the best way for you in terms of relationships, in terms of love, and in terms of, handling like maybe, society wants to like throw medication down your throat, but maybe for you, tapping into your spirituality in a way that suits you is how you can your emotions, during these roller coaster times. It's like seeking your own path to a, you know, divine connection. And then, you know, for an emotional balance here. And maybe that's why you're always so out of balance. Maybe you're trying to do things according to some traditional point of view when you are not a traditional person, or the other way around. Um, you know, this could also be talking, you know, in the love sector or in relationships. Maybe the way that you handle relationships should not be, you know, according to this traditional template of how society views relationships. You know, so maybe there's like a polyamorous relationship that would suit you better, or you know, just something outside of the box with how you're handling relationships. And there's also a little bit of rebellion here as well, um, which could be where this Uranus and Taurus energy is really coming in here. It's like the Uranus, the planet Uranus is like all about chaos, rebellion, shaking things up. Taurus, being in Taurus is going to be affecting things in our community, in our relationships, you know, things to that degree. So there could be lots of shifts in your relationships in a spiritual way, with how you perceive love, with how you interpret, like how, like what means to you. Maybe you're finding that, you know, maybe there's a shift in perception of yourself as far as, you know, sexual orientation. Maybe you are, you know, coming to terms with your sexual orientation, or, you know, coming out of the closet this month. Who knows? Maybe that's something that, you know, is, you know, bringing you into the G that needs to be released. You know, of religions and things like that has kind of prevented you from fully expressing yourself, and it's been causing you to not be, because it's like, do I go the path of society and tradition, or do I go away? So that could also be something that's coming up well. But creating your own, personally, I feel like having your, creating what works for you, your connection with the divine, with your spiritual, I see nothing wrong with that, and I fully support that. So, you know, this is like erasing the brainwashing of traditional values and perceptions of how we're lives, so that we can, so that you can forge your own path, you know, accepting the opportunities that are coming your way, instead of, you know, trying to do things according to other people's expectations or ways of living, you know, and getting yourself back in balance with your own connection with the universe, with the all that is, and getting yourself grounded. And then you're going to be able to really see this long term um, road ahead for you. So, the up in the oracle deck is let love be your beacon. And I think that really speaks for itself. It's like, you know, heart be your guide this month. Follow your heart. And that's really been a message that's been like coming up to me consistently over the last month and a half, is like, follow your heart, follow your heart, follow your heart. And it has not led me wrong yet. I've been making some really great connections with people in my community, and they've been, you know, offering these amazing opportunities to me, and I'm so grateful. And there's just like that balance of the giving and receiving, because we each are sharing such a strong gratitude for each other. And I did not listen to what my heart was telling me. And it's only the beginning, you know? So I really feel like this is a message, like, you need to be paying attention to what your heart is telling you, and you know what your heart is telling you. And I feel like something needs to be, you know, released here so that you can grab hold of, you know, what's coming your way in the future. And this is interesting because we have be in service, but I feel like this is like, how do you serve yourself? How do you best serve yourself this month, in terms of self-care, in terms of healing, and you know, getting yourself into this place of where you feel is like homeostasis, what is balance for you. So like, and you know, being in service as in like checking inwards and seeing like how you can serve or your soul's calling through action, you know, not just like listening to it and then like doing something else, putting it into action, letting love be your beacon and being, it's like, let your heart guide you and then put it into action, you know, and then go down that path, do it. So that's a pretty intense month. It feels like there's a lot of processing and like coming to terms with the fact that your life is not, you know, it's not going in the direction of the past and the old ways. Like you're forging your own path, and you need to be okay with that because you're a massive manifester if you allow yourself to be. And I think the only thing that's getting in the way is your own illusions of, you know, what could go wrong, your own fears of, you know, the potential, the unknown. And we need to, you know, replace those fears with excitement and like, yeah, just excitement for what's coming rather than anxiety and fear and depression about what's coming. So that is your message for this month, Cancer. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Please let me think of this new spread in the comments below and what comes up for you this month. I'd really love to hear it. Please follow me on Instagram at Arcana Rising. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in April.